So he bent a tall tree towards the ground so that its top was over the pit. So he tried to bend a tall tree over the pit. After that, he tied it that way. In that direction, he began to tie the tree. And then he tied a rope to the tree and dropped the other end of it into the pit. So he took a rope, one end of that rope he tied to the tree, and another end of the tree and another end of the rope he made it to fall into the pit. So that even the inside the pit, who was there? Osabo is there, no? Osabo was there. So that he has given some instruction to the Osabo. What was that instruction? He told that better to tie the rope to the tail of that Osabo. He told Osabo to tie the rope to his tail. See, tie this to your tail, he said. Who said? Anansi said. Osabo tied the rope to his tail, not to the body or not to the head. Beautiful idea, right? So he told him to tie the tail to his tail. Whose tail? Osabo's tail. So is it well tied? He told. He's asking once again just for confirmation. Is it well tied? Anansi asked. Yes, it is well tied. Then the leopard said, in that case, Anansi said, you are not merely half foolish, you are all foolish. So you are not half foolish, but you are all foolish only. So because whatever Anansi says, Osabo obeys. That's what he did, because he is in need. Osabo is in need. He need to come out, right? That's what. And he took his knife and cut the other rope. The one that held the tree bowed to the ground. The tree straightened up with a snap, pulling Osabo out of the hole. Then after that, he took his knife and he began to cut the other end of the rope. And immediately the tree began to come back, straighten. Okay, the tree began to straighten up. After that, automatically that Osabo, which is there inside the pit, it began to come up. It began to come out like that. Osabo out of the hole. He hung in the air, head downwards, twisting and turning. Now we can imagine, right? Just only Osabo's tail is tied up to the tree. When the tree is like that, when it is straightened, at that time this Osabo is just it is hanging in the air. It was hanging in the air in the reverse direction, because the tail has been tied to the tree, not the head. So it is in the reverse direction. So it is twisting and turning. And while he hung this way, Anansi killed him with his weapons. Now Osabo is helpless. It cannot go anywhere. So at that time, that was the good time to catch the Osabo. So he didn't lose that opportunity. Immediately he took his weapon and he killed that Osabo, and then he took the body of the leopard and carried it to Niam, the sky god, saying, here is the third thing. Now I have paid the price. So he brought the third thing and submitted to Niam god. So he said, all the three things, whatever Niam god said, he had given the price. He paid the price of the Niam god said. For what? In order to become the owner of the stories. Niam said to him, Kwaku Anansi, great warriors and chiefs have tried, but they have been unable to do it. You have done it, therefore I will give you the stories. From this day onwards, all stories belong to you. So in such a way, Anansi became the owner of the stories. All stories belongs to Anansi. That was our title, no? And here, whenever a man tells a story, he must acknowledge that it is Anansi's tale. In this way, Anansi the spider became the owner of all stories that are told. So, in this way, he became the owner of all the stories. To Anansi, all these tales belong. So, that was the funny lesson. I hope you enjoyed the lesson.